Hey guys, Will Beach back with another episode for Apple stock, and basically, will we thrive or is it going to die? Well, let's see what the chart show us right now on the hourly. Obviously, things were looking very, excuse me, bleak coming in as we tanked all day yesterday through the um, after hours and pre-market, only to be slingshotted back up. But what are we doing? We are stuck in the dead zone, as I call it, underneath the 50 SMA. So what does this look like? Based on chart signals, we are still obviously um, we're bullish in the sense that our momentum is above zero. Our MACD is going up, even though it is still below the zero line on MACD, which shows it's a weak up signal. ADX came off of its. I got tons of cats walking by. Sorry about that. ADX coming off of its run to the downside, and therefore allowing for a potential reversal. Now, understand that's a potential reversal. That does not mean that it will not continue downwards. It just means that we are able to go up if it can be carried along volatility and volume and everything else. Maybe good news comes out, things that'll keep this alive. Let's see what it looks like on the daily chart. On the daily chart, again, remember our trend has been up for a very long time, so it's not really surprise if this decides to come down, but it did hold right on the 20, right, and it bounced up and held there. That is a good sign. We're still riding the high stochastic. We did have momentum facing up above zero. We had our MACD that had begun pulling down, but then started to show a curve to the upside. ADX is still very, very low. So do I think there is a reversal in play? Not really. There just isn't the momentum on the large scale to give us what we're looking for. So this will be interesting to see. It'd be nice to see big moves tomorrow, but I would almost suggest a very consolidated move. Nothing too aggressive to either side. Trying to figure out which way it wants to go. But with this the way it is, I wouldn't be surprised to see it start fading back down on the hourly. You want to see it hold at the 20 now, right? So it's stuck at the 50. You want to see it be able to hold here at the 20 and then continue up. It isn't a surprise to see things like this where they just end up just doing this back and forth, but fading off in the long run. Tomorrow is Friday, which means typically that's a sell-off day, as it is. So we'll have to just stand by and see what happens. I'll put it on the 4-hour chart, see if there's anything else that's confirming anything here. We got the long exit on the 4-hour chart. We did basically we stayed above, so this is a good sign on the 4-hour. Typically what happens is if you stretch out the Bollinger Band to the downside and you actually get consolidation, you actually get one more push to the upside towards the upper Bollinger, but typically it won't pass the high that it was at. So that means if we did get a push, it'd be somewhere in that 125 range if it continued, right? And then from there, most likely you would see it start to fade again. So curious to see how that plays out. Let's go to a little bit smaller time frame. Sometimes it's easier here. 10 minutes. 10 minutes I like on the intraday. I think it's a good scale to know what's going to happen throughout the day. This opening was completely insane. All the momentum was heading back to the downside, and then it just ripped up to the top. So this type of move is almost not foreseeable. So all you can really do in these instances is wait for confirmation and then play it from there. But with this move back up above 225, You did end up with a crossover on the 50, barely into the pre-market. I meant post-market, and then but we consolidated all day slightly downward. So if it can hold here, right, you get that move back up like I suggested, right off the 50, which would be a good sign. But it may happen in the after hours or pre-market, and then you may see it fade during opening hours. So I'd be curious to see what it is. Keep an eye on this on the pre-market, see if it's running up off this 50, and then we'll have to reanalyze during the day. Alright guys, I hope this analysis helps. I hope you can see, more or less what I see, and I hope I'm articulating that correctly so you guys can understand what you're looking for. Obviously you're looking for a 50-day to hold here. Again, in the hourly, you're looking for it to be able to stay up above this inner Bollinger or the 20 if it pulls back, and then continue upwards. And then from there, again, I think you may have a push at the 125 range before it fades back down. Time will tell, and all we can do is our best analysis that gives us the best edge that we could possibly have. There is no momentum at this time on the hourly or even on the 10-minute or the daily, right? There's no momentum. So that's why these swings are hard to anticipate, because they're going to bounce between these Bollinger Bands and inner bands that we have. Why is there no momentum? The long exit on the hourly had happened when it came down, and then it reversed before it could gain momentum to the downside. So that's where we're at with the hourly, and that was the same with the 10-minute. Oh, we actually did engage in long entry. So again, if this plays off of the 50, you would be looking at a good push to the upside. If it fades off the 50, then you're going to see it continuing to the downside, to which you would be looking at it again to try and hold somewhere in this range of 122.50, 122.30. Yeah, 50. Yeah, basically any of these 122.70, that range, you're trying to hope that it holds through that if it doesn't hold on the 50 on the 10-minute. Alright guys, I'll catch you guys on the next one. We'll keep posting, keep subscribing, keep the thumbs up going, and pay attention to when these momentum breakouts will happen, and that's how we can get ahead of them, right? This morning, even though this entered into a long entry, it did not start that way. It had to exit out of its short entry first, and that is why this play really wasn't anything that we could deal with today. There's no way to anticipate this, and then there was no continuation play. So anyways, we'll see how this pre-market tomorrow plays out. I should be able to get something in. I'll do my best to get a pre-market in. It is Friday, so it'll be a little tricky, but I'll do my best. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys are all trading well, and play it safe out there. Thanks.